Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, I'm diving deep into the secrets of how she can't resist coming back. So listen closely. What I'm about to tell you goes against everything you've been taught about getting a woman back, everything your friends told you, everything you read online, everything your emotions are screaming at you to do right now. It's all wrong. And that's why you're stuck. That's why she's still gone. That's why every day feels like you're sinking deeper into a hole you can't climb out of. But here's the truth nobody wants to tell you. She will come back. Not maybe, not possibly. She will come back, but only if you do exactly what I'm about to show you. And I'm warning you right now, it's going to feel backwards. It's going to feel wrong. It's going to go against every fiber of your being. But if you can master this, if you can truly embody what I'm teaching you today, she won't just come back. She won't be able to stay away. Before we go deeper, subscribe to this channel right now. Most men will watch this video and do nothing. They'll nod along, feel motivated for 20 minutes, then go right back to checking her Instagram and wondering why she hasn't texted. You're not that guy. Hit that subscribe button and let's begin your transformation. Here's what you're doing wrong right now. You're sitting there replaying the relationship in your mind. You're analyzing every conversation, every argument, every moment where things went wrong. You're crafting the perfect text message you'll never send. You're imagining the speech you'll give her when she finally listens. You're planning your grand gesture, your big romantic moment that will make her realize what she lost. Stop. Just stop. Every second you spend doing that, you're pushing her further away. Every thought you have about her, every scenario you play out in your head, every time you check if she viewed your story, you're energetically still chasing her. And she feels it. Oh, she feels it. Even if you haven't contacted her in weeks, even if you deleted her number, even if you told everyone you've moved on, she can sense that you're still stuck on her. And that energy, that desperate, needy, I'm lost without you energy, it's the most unattractive thing in the world to her. It doesn't make her feel special. It doesn't make her feel loved. It makes her feel suffocated. It makes her feel like she made the right choice leaving. It confirms everything she told herself about why it wouldn't work. You want to know the real reason she left, not the reason she gave you the real reason. You stopped being the man she fell for. Somewhere along the way, you made her your entire world. You stopped having a life outside of her. You stopped pursuing your goals. You stopped hanging out with your friends. You stopped doing the things that made you interesting. You became predictable. You became safe. You became boring. And I know that hurts to hear. I know you're sitting there thinking, but I loved her. I was just showing her how much I cared, I understand, but love without purpose is suffocation. Attention without value is desperation. And somewhere in that relationship, you stopped being a challenge and became a guarantee. So here's what you're going to do instead. And pay attention because this is where everything changes. You're going to become unreachable, not physically, emotionally. You're going to create such a powerful life, such an engaging reality, such a strong sense of purpose that she becomes a footnote in your story, not the whole chapter. I'm not talking about pretending. I'm not talking about posting fake smiles on social media. I'm not talking about dating other women just to make her jealous. That's amateur stuff. That's what boys do. I'm talking about genuinely building a life so fulfilling that whether she comes back or not becomes irrelevant to your happiness. But I want her back. You're thinking, No, and that's exactly why you don't have her. Your wanting is the problem. Your attachment is the problem. Your inability to let go is the problem. Here's the paradox that will change your life. The moment you truly stop needing her to come back is the exact moment she'll want to. The second you become genuinely indifferent to whether she's in your life or not, you become magnetic again. The instant you find happiness without her, she'll start questioning her decision. Why? Because women are attracted to men who don't need them, not men who don't want them, men who don't need them. There's a difference. A man who wants a woman but doesn't need her is confident. A man who needs a woman but pretends he doesn't is transparent. And a man who genuinely doesn't need anyone's validation, that's rare, that's powerful, that's attractive. So your job right now, your only job is to become that man, not to get her back, but because you owe it to yourself, because you deserve to be free from emotional dependency, because your happiness should never hinge on whether someone else chooses you. And here's what's going to happen when you do this. She's going to notice. Not right away, but she will. She's going to see you thriving. She's going to hear from mutual friends that you're doing well. She's going to check your social media and see a man who's moving forward, not stuck in the past. And something is going to shift in her mind. The man she left, the one who was too available, too predictable, too emotionally dependent, he's gone. And in his place is someone she doesn't recognize, someone who's focused, someone who's building, someone who's not waiting around for her. And that's going to trigger something in her, not love, not yet. Curiosity, doubt, regret. She's going to start wondering if she made a mistake. She's going to start comparing every new guy to you. She's going to remember the good times. She's going to minimize the bad. She's going to tell herself she was too harsh, too quick to judge, too focused on the negatives, and then she's going to reach out. Now, this is where most men blow it. This is where all your hard work, all your growth, all your progress gets thrown away in 5 seconds of weakness. She sends a text. Maybe it's casual. Hey, how have you been? Maybe it's nostalgic. I was thinking about that time Maybe it's direct. I miss you. And your heart jumps, your hands shake, your mind races. Every cell in your body is screaming. She's back. It worked. Respond now. Don't take a breath. Take several breaths. Take a whole day if you need to, because your response in this moment will determine everything. Here's what you don't do. You don't pour your heart out. You don't tell her how much you've missed her. You don't ask if you can see her. You don't bring up the relationship. You don't act like this text message is the answer to all your prayers. Because if you do that, you prove that you haven't changed. You prove that you're still the same needy guy she left. You prove that all your growth was just a performance, a tactic to get her back, and she'll lose respect for you instantly. Instead, you respond like a man who's genuinely moved forward. You're friendly, but brief. You're warm, but not desperate. You acknowledge her message, but you don't chase the conversation. Hey, I've been good, staying busy, hope you're well. That's it. No questions, no invitation to continue the dialogue, no emotional hooks, just a simple, respectful acknowledgement, and then you go back to your life. You don't sit there staring at your phone waiting for her response. You don't analyze what she meant. You don't screenshot the conversation and send it to your friends asking what you should say next. You let it sit. You let her sit with your indifference. You let her feel what it's like when you're not chasing. Because here's what's happening in her mind. She reached out expecting the old you. She expected you to jump at the opportunity. She expected you to be right where she left you, waiting. And when you're not, when you're casual and unbothered, it throws her off balance. Now she's the one wondering. Now she's the one. Now she's the one feeling uncertain. Why isn't he more excited to hear from me? Has he really moved on? Is there someone else? Did I wait too long? These thoughts will eat at her. These questions will consume her, and that's when the real shift happens. That's when she goes from casually reaching out to actively wanting you back. But you have to be patient. You have to stay strong. You have to trust the process. She might reach out again. She might ask to meet up. She might tell you she's been thinking about you. And every single time, you respond from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You respond like a man who has options. You respond like someone who values their peace more than any relationship. I appreciate you reaching out. I've got a lot going on right now, but maybe we can catch up sometime. Notice what you're doing here. You're not saying no, but you're not saying yes either. You're leaving space, but you're not chasing. You're showing interest, but you're not showing need. This is the dance. This is the game. Not manipulation, but authenticity from a position of strength. Now let's talk about something crucial, something most men completely miss. Even if she comes back, even if she's begging for another chance, even if she's saying all the right things, you need to evaluate whether you actually want her back. I know that sounds crazy right now. I know you're thinking, of course I want her back. That's the whole point. But listen to me carefully. The man you're becoming, the man you're building, the man you're growing into, he has standards. He has boundaries. He has self-respect. And he doesn't take back someone just because they're offering themselves. You need to ask yourself some hard questions. Why did she leave? Was it because of your behavior or because of her own issues? If it was your behavior, have you actually changed, or are you just performing to get her back? If it was her issues, has she dealt with them, or is she just lonely? How did she treat you during the relationship? Did she respect you? Did she support your goals? Did she bring out the best in you? Or did you spend most of your time trying to prove your worth to her? Why is she coming back now? Is it because she genuinely sees your value, or is it because her other options didn't work out? Is it because she's grown, or because she's bored? These questions matter. These questions separate men from boys. Because a boy takes back any woman who shows interest. A man evaluates whether she deserves access to his life. Here's the standard you need to hold. She needs to add value to the life you've built, not complete it, not save it, not be the center of it. She needs to add value to what you've already created. If she doesn't, if she's just going to pull you back into old patterns, if she's going to demand you sacrifice your progress to make her comfortable, if she's expecting you to be the same guy she left, then she's not ready. And honestly, you shouldn't want her. This is where real power comes from. Not from getting her back, but from being willing to say no if it's not right. Not from making her chase you, but from genuinely not needing her to. Not from playing games, but from having such a strong sense of self that you won't compromise it for anyone. And when you operate from this place, everything changes because now you're not negotiating from desperation. You're not begging her to choose you. You're evaluating whether she's worthy of being chosen. And that shift in energy, that shift in frame, that's what makes you truly irresistible. Let's talk about what you should actually be doing during this time, not to get her back, but to rebuild yourself. First, your physical health. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care how busy you are. I don't care how unmotivated you feel. You need to move your body every single day. Join a gym, start running, take up a sport, do something that makes you sweat, that challenges you, that forces you out of your comfort zone. Why? Because your physical state affects your mental state. When you're weak physically, you're weak mentally. When you're disciplined with your body, you're disciplined with your mind. When you look better, you feel better. And when you feel better, you carry yourself differently. And she will notice when she sees you, whether it's in person or on social media, she'll see a man who's taken care of himself, a man who didn't fall apart without her, a man who used the pain as fuel, not poison. Second, your purpose. What are you building? What are you working toward? What gets you out of bed in the morning besides checking to see if she texted? You need a mission, a goal, a reason for existing that has nothing to do with romantic validation. Maybe it's your career. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's a creative project. Maybe it's learning a new skill. I don't care what it is, but you need something that excites you more than the thought of her coming back. Because when you have purpose, you have power. When you have direction, you have confidence. When you're building something meaningful, you stop obsessing over what you lost and start focusing on what you're creating. Third, your social life. Reconnect with your friends, the ones you neglected when you were with her, the ones who tried to tell you that you were losing yourself, the ones who actually care about your well-being. Go out, have experiences, make memories, laugh, live. Stop sitting at home scrolling through old photos and wondering what she's doing. Get out into the world and remind yourself that there's more to life than one person. And while you're at it, talk to other women, not to make her jealous, not to prove you've moved on, but to remind yourself that she's not the only woman in the world, that there are other people who will appreciate you, value you, choose you. You don't have to date them. You don't have to sleep with them. Just interact, flirt. Remember what it feels like to have options. Remember what it feels like to be desired. Remember that your worth isn't determined by one person's decision to leave. Fourth, your mental health. Deal with your issues, the insecurities that made you clingy, the fears that made you jealous, the wounds that made you needy. Go to therapy if you need to. Read books, listen to podcasts, do the inner work. Because if you get her back without fixing yourself, you'll just repeat the same patterns. You'll fall into the same traps. You'll make the same mistakes and she'll leave again and it will hurt even worse the second time. But if you use this time to actually heal, to actually grow, to actually become a better version of yourself, then whether she comes back or not, you win. Because you'll be a man who's whole, not a man who's broken, a man who's complete, not a man who's searching for someone to complete him. Here's what most men don't understand about attraction. It's not logical. It's not fair. It's not based on how much you love someone or how good you'd be together or how much history you have. Attraction is based on feeling. And the feeling women are most attracted to is the feeling of being with a man who doesn't need them. Not a man who doesn't care about them, not a man who treats them poorly, not a man who ignores them, a man who genuinely has such a rich, fulfilling life that their presence is a bonus, not a necessity. That's the energy that drove her wild when you first met. Remember, you had your own life, your own friends, your own goals. You weren't thinking about relationships. You weren't trying to find someone to complete you. You were just living. And she happened to cross your path and she felt that. She felt your independence. She felt your confidence. She felt your purpose. And it drew her in like a magnet. But then what happened? You got comfortable. You got attached. You started making her your priority. You started organizing your life around her schedule. You started seeking her approval for decisions. You started needing her validation to feel good about yourself. And slowly that magnetic energy disappeared. That attractive independence faded. That confident purpose got replaced with anxious attachment. And she felt that too. She felt you clinging. She felt you chasing. She felt you needing, and it repelled her. So now you have to go back to that original state, but not as a performance, not as a tactic, as a genuine return to who you really are. A man with a life, a man with purpose, a man with options. When you become that man again, when you truly embody that energy again, she won't be able to stay away. It's not magic. It's not manipulation. It's just how attraction works. You'll be the challenge again. You'll be the prize again. You'll be the man she has to earn, not the man who's begging to be chosen. And that shift changes everything. So here's your action plan. Stop chasing. Stop waiting. Stop hoping. Start building. Build your body. Build your career. Build your purpose. Build your life. Build yourself into a man so complete, so confident, so fulfilled that her coming back becomes an option, not a need. And when she does come back, because she will, if you do this right, you'll evaluate her from a position of strength. You'll decide if she fits into your life. You'll set the terms. You'll establish the boundaries. Not because you're playing games, but because you've genuinely grown into a man who knows his worth. That's the path. That's the process. That's how you become irresistible. Subscribe to this channel if you're ready to become that man. We're building a community of men who choose themselves, who know their value, who refuse to settle for less than they deserve. Hit that button now. Your transformation starts today. And remember, she will come back. But by the time she does, you'll be so focused on your purpose, so committed to your growth, so invested in your journey that her return will just be a pleasant surprise. Not the answer to all your problems. That's real power. That's real confidence. That's real attraction.